folks, I hope you're well, I really do. Right, back, day two. Right, some of you may have seen the last transmission I did last Saturday. Horses that I will be having a dabble on tomorrow. In fact, I recorded it Friday night. Put it out first thing Saturday morning. Have you seen it? I had a bit of success, a modicum. But not loads. Got a couple of big price placed horses, but I never got my bet up. Right, what am I going to be doing today, Saturday? Well, let me tell you. I think I found us a bet. If you want it, you don't have to do it. I say if you want it, I mean, I'm not going to be putting up profit and losses. It's just one bet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I'll be betting today. The bet is in the National. It's not a horse. But I think I found a bet that we can all make a few quid on. I think it's worth a go for at least a fiver. More about that in a minute. But because I said I was going to be looking at horses today that I fancied, I can't find anything. I looked quickly last night at Aintree and I couldn't find anything decently priced. I'm looking at big prices that'll run into places. I could find some at 7, 8, 9, 10 to 1. But I couldn't find anything 20s or above that I really fancied, other than in the National, of course. And the National's something of a lottery. So I didn't really pay attention massively to that. And I do expect the first 3 or 4 to be in the first 10 or 12 in the betting there, the way things are looking. That's my opinion anyway. So I'll tell you what I'm doing today bet-wise, what I'm looking at doing. You may be interested, you may not, because it's not all horse racing. Then we'll come to the National. But stay till the end, because it's worth listening to the National thing. I think I found something. I really, really do. I was looking for something, I found something else, and I'm on. Oh, yes, I'm on. Don't you worry about that. I'm on. It's up to you whether you want to get on as well. Right. What am I going to be doing today? Right, I wrote it all down. Let me put the bins on. This is what I'm going to be doing today. You know I follow the Rugby League. Might not interest a lot of you, but I follow the Rugby League. I'm going to be doing OKR today, minus 10 points. I'm going to be taking the handicap because I think they'll cover it no problem. OKR are top of the league at this moment in time. Hull are second in the league. It's a local derby. They play one another, and it's at Hull. But I think they can cover the 10 points. I think they're playing much, much better than Hull at the moment this year. I think they've got too much firepower, and I think they'll cover the 10 points, but I may be wrong. But another bet I like in the same match is if he starts, Burgess for Hull KR to score a try at any time. I think he's run about even money. Now, I've not researched, I've not looked at which winger he's up against. If he's up against Briscoe for Hull, I'd fancy him even more. Briscoe, for those that don't know it, I think he got about 4 tries in the Challenge Cup final a few years ago when he was younger. He's getting on a bit now and he's slowed up a bit. Strong lad, but slowed up a bit. And if Burgess is facing him, I think Burgess will have just much too much pace and he'll exploit his weakness, as in lack of pace. I would fancy that to come in. It's up to you. Might be worth having a look, might not. I'm also going to look at the wire tomorrow. I think I'm going to bet them because I feel I have to. It is the wrong reason, but I do think they'll beat Saints tomorrow, although it's going to be really hard. I mean, I'm going to bet them as long as Ashton is back on the wing. If Ashton isn't back, I may not bother, because we might not have enough strike in the backs if he's not back. My one worry is going to be Dufty yet again. He can score from anywhere, but sadly you can let in tries. One-on-one, as a last line of defence, he's not that good. I don't think he tries that hard. He drops the odd high ball, and he lets many high balls bounce, and I just do not like that. I really do not like that, and I think they'll exploit it. But I like the new signing that the Wire have made in Sneyd. He's getting on a bit, but he's brilliant. And I think he can tip the balance tomorrow. So I think Warrington will cover. I think it's a 1.5 point handicap. So I think I'll be looking at Warrington. But I do really want Ashton to start. If he doesn't start, I may not play there. I don't know. So that's what I'm going to be looking at Rugby League-wise. What else have I looked at? Horse racing today. I've only found one horse that I fancy. Not a massive price, but it's in a big race. And I think it'll cover its money. I think it's only first 3 places. It's in Dubai there. Is it in Maidan? I fancy is the second last race, is it? The 550 Giavoletto. I think Cashin's on it. I fancy that the Marco Botti horse. It's about 4 favourite at 13-2. It was 9s. If it goes back out to 8s, 9s or even 10s, I'll be over the moon with that. I think first 3 places, I think it'll run a place for all its 4 favourite. Right, that's it for that. I've got the National. Right, let me tell you what I was going to do, and I'll tell you what I've ended up with. I'm looking at the National, and I fancy about 8 horses there. The only other definite bet I'm doing today is I'm doing the ITV 7 play spot. I always do that. There's a 4 grand rollover from yesterday. Last time I looked, it was on 6.5 grand. So with a bit of luck, it'll be a 10 or 12 grand pot that. And many people don't play it, and the payouts are always better than the standard play spot. I think the place pot today at Aintree are guaranteed 4,500 grand or something. It'll be over 500,000 in the end. The ITV7 one might be about 12,000, and I wouldn't be surprised if the ITV7 one doesn't pay better for a pound stake than the biggie at Aintree. It wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'm all in on that one. That's the one I'm looking at today. I was hoping Lou Lambert would have ran. That'd have been my banker. I've gone for a banker in that race, and I'm worried I might go down in leg 2. But if I get through leg 2, I think I may get it up. I'm just a little bit worried about the stayers later on. In the stayers, I've gone for 3 in the stayers. The class horses in the race for me, but the problem is 2 of them are trained by Gordon Elliott, and his stable is way, 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 way out of form. I put the Elliott 2 and also Owned by the Lee in there. And Owned by the Lee didn't run well at Aintree last time. So that bet could go down. The thing that's in my favour, I don't think the rest of the field are that great. Strong Leader's one of the favourites there, and I just don't like it as an horse. There's just something about it, for all it won the race last year. Anyway, more about that another time. So yeah, I'm doing the ITV 7 place part, and I'll tell you what I'm having in the National, and then I'll tell you about the bet that I've had on the National whilst looking for something else. I've gone for 8 against the field in the National. I've gone for Nick Rocket, Hewick, Stumptown, Beauport, Percival Le Gaulois, Iroko, Intense Raffles and Vanillier. Okay? Of those 8, I'll mention 2 to you because it's relevant to what I'm going to tell you about, and that is Beauport, the Twiston Davis horse, and Iroko. They're 2 that you need to remember because I'm going to tell you what I tried to do. What I did is I went on Sky Bet, and I know Sky Bet do a lot of bet builders or pick your own bet or request a bet. That's what I look for. I didn't see the request a bet facility, and I thought, this was early on, it was about 9 a.m. this morning, and I thought, I better don't even get through with it being National Day. But if I can go on request a bet, what I wanted a match bet between Willie Mullins and Gavin Cromwell in the National today. I think Cromwell's got 3, Mullins has got 6. Mullins has won it in the past, Cromwell hasn't. Mullins is the master trainer, Cromwell's on his way up. But I think because Mullins had the favourite in I Am Maximus, and because he's Mullins, and because he's outnumbering Cromwell 2-1 at horses 6 against 3, I wanted a match bet with the 2 of them, and I was going to suggest to Sky Bet something like a 30, 20, 10, 5. 30 points for the winner, 20 for second, 10 for third, 5 for fourth. I'd only have 3 darts with Cromwell against 6 of Mullins because I was taking Cromwell. I think Cromwell will do better than Mullins today. I'll probably have egg on my face. In a minute when I tell you what bet I've put on. But I really think it's a good bet, and I'll explain why. Anyways, that bet wasn't up there. I think they were giving 5-2 Cromwell to have the winner today, and you've got Vanillier, Percival Le Gaulois, is it? What's it called? You'll know what it's called anyway. The one with Walsh on. Where is it? Percival Le Gaulois and Stumptown. I think he will do better than Mullins. Anyway, that bet wasn't up there. But what I've seen, and this is what I'm on, and I think it's a cracking bet. I really, really do. Remember I told you before, Beauport, Iroko. Those for me are the flies in the ointment, and I've got them both already in my place pot. I fancy they'll run well. They were offering 5-1 the Irish to have the first 4 in the National today. They were also offering 12-1 to have the first 5, and I thought, 5-1 sounds good. Let's have a look at that. I think they were offering something like 5-2 first 3. But I like first 4, and I've looked at the field. Is it 34 runners? And I'm thinking the only 2 that I would be worried about, really worried about, there's one I'd be really worried about for first 4 would be Iroko. And at this moment, I think it's second favourite. I'd be worried about that one, but anything can fall. I'd be half worried about Beauport. But other than them, I'm not really worried about many in the National today of the British. So I'm thinking, I'm on a cracking bet here at 5-1, and I've got most of the field on my side. Anyway, I'm looking at the race, and the ones I fancy, as I say in the race, are Nick Rocket, Hewick, Stumptown, Percival Le Gaulois, Intense Raffles of Vanillier, all Irish. 2 that I fancy, Beauport and Iroko, of the 8. So I'm already 3-1 in the ones I fancy to come first 4. The horses I wasn't keen on in the National, the ones I'd be against today, weirdly, would be 3 Cab Bragg. Don't think it's good enough. Broadway Boy. I'd have been on it last year, but this year it's been totally different. Dave the Soup won't like me, but Can Do Kid. And I'm always worried about Nichols. That said, I'd definitely be against Brave Man's Game, and I'd be against Hitman. I'd be against Manila Indo, and I'd even be against, and because we can't see it getting beat, the favourite, I Am Maximus. I just don't fancy it, but I don't know why I don't. But I just don't. So I'm for 8, I'm against 8. And I'm looking there and I'm thinking, well, of the British, what else could get in the first 4? Well, I've already said I think Iroko and Beauport can. Highland, at the bottom there, may just, but it normally is held up and comes from a mile back. I'm thinking, can it run through that many and come from the back? And if it's held up, it's going to have a lot of chances, or a lot of opportunity to fall, because an horse might fall in front of it. It's always out the back. 300 through 5. It's always flattered to deceive, but I think that owner is due one really big win someday soon, because he has lots and lots and lots of bad luck. Of the Nichols ones, that might just outrun the rest. Can Do Kid of Dave the Suits, which I don't fancy, and maybe Monbeg Genius. I think I fancy Monbeg Genius of all the ones I've just mentioned. So I'm thinking Iroko, Beauport, yes. Ireland, maybe. Monbeg Genius, maybe. I don't fancy anything there. And I'll give you the 8 that I did fancy, of which 6 were Irish. Of the ones I don't fancy, the Irish are I Am Maximus, Manila Indo, and 3 Cab Bragg. And then we've also got Irish. We've got Grange Clare West, Manila Kakuna, Phil Dorr. And I'm thinking, I think this is a good bet. I think I've fallen over a good bet here. So, to that end, Sky Bet, 5-1, the Irish to fill the first 4 places. I think it's a good bet. I think what I'm going to do, well, I've already put the bet on, and I've also had a little bit, not as much. First 5 places, 12-1. I think that's every chance. I really, really do. But I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to bet Iroko, although it'd be a crap price each way, and Beauport, because they're the 2 I'm worried about. I'm going to bet them both each way, hopefully with Sky, because they'll give about 8 places a bet, and I'm going to take SP, and I think I'm going to do that, and I'm thinking, well, I might get my bet up. If Iroko or Beauport spoil it, I'm already on each way, and I might get 2 bets up, because I might get first 4, and Iroko and Beauport, or either of them, might get first 8, so I'm still getting paid. So if they're in the first 8, I'm happy. If they're in the first 4, I'm not. I'm shouting for others, Irish horses. But I know as long as, if they do drop out, because I want 4 Irish to come first 4, I'm still going to collect. So that's what I'm on. That's my strategy. So, main bet from me today, Irish, first 4. National, secondary bet, Irish first 5. Third bet, Iroko, each way, and Beauport, each way. Let's see how I do. You never know. I think I've got a good ticket there. I think I've got a good ticket at 5-1. So, come on the Irish! Whoa! That's what we want. Right, I'll leave it with you. That's what I'm on today. What are you on? Sky Bet. You only get on Sky Bet. Go and have a look. I think it's worth a £5. £5's 30 quid, isn't it? With your money back, obviously. That's not bad, is it? You watch your Iroko Piggy win this. I'll be gutted. Well, I'll be on one. I'm going on that each way, so I'll be on. Right, see you later.